What's going on, ladies and gents? It's M00 Photo, and again, welcome to the channel. So I've been trying this thing over and over and over and over, but you know what? We don't quit here, so we're gonna do it until we figure it out, or everything breaks. But anyway, so I've made a video already in regard to the daily PR2s, and I'm trying to figure out how I can sync these things with the Red Komodo through Timecode, via Timecode. The problem is that I do not have the Red Komodo extension unit. I just never thought it was an important piece to just spend $300 for. Everything about the Red Komodo is like so freaking expensive for no reason. Excuse my language. But I have tried doing this with the Tentacle Sync timecode boxes, just feeding timecode through the aux port, and it worked. So I'm hoping that I can do that with the daily PR2s, and everything is just gonna sync the same. But well, before we go in depth about everything, so this is M00 Photo. My name is Moon. I am a videographer located in Lawton, Oklahoma. If this is your first time here on the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell thing down there. That way you'll be notified on future videos just like this one. If you've already been here and this is your second time or third time, or who knows, maybe many times over visiting, thank you very much for your support. We really do appreciate it. Now let's go ahead and go back to the video. So I had a little incident with the daily timecode boxes, or should I say audio recorder, wireless audio recorders. I was on a professional shoot last week, and needless to say that upon finishing the shoot, I came home, tried to sync everything, and yeah, the nightmare of any videographer, the audio was not syncing. Why? Later on, I figured out what was the issue. So when you get these things, yes, the timecode is set up, but then you have to change the frame rate that you want, and then you have to change it either from drop frame or just regular, every other frame, however you say it. I of course set up the frame rate properly because I was shooting at 30 frames, and most of my shoots, when I'm delivering, they always request for me, at least my retainers, they do request for me to deliver in 30 frames. I had that set up, but when I got home, I try to bring everything on the computer and sync it, because I just go on the Tentacle Sync app on my desktop and I just sync all the audios, and everything is good to go, and just basically put everything in their perspective folders. This time it didn't go that way because every time I try to sync it, nothing was syncing. I'm not gonna lie to you, my heart just dropped, because I was trying to verify whether the recorders actually did record audio, and I could see that the files were there, but me not having actual headphones that I could listen to the audio through the phone, I couldn't tell whether they recorded anything or not. And the whole reason why I got these things is so on simpler shoots that do not require a heavy audio bag, I can just literally bring 4 of these things and they'll get the job done. But then I figured there are limitations, and I guess it's with every gear. When you buy new gear, you don't expect everything to go battery smooth. You do expect that you'll run into some hiccups, but I guess that's how we learn. But it's just the wrong way to learn, especially when somebody's paying you a lot of money to do a job. It doesn't work like that. You have to make it work and make sure that it works properly. Please, if you're gonna go on a professional shoot that's gonna require timecode, make sure you switch this to drop frame. Otherwise, you're gonna run into a huge problem that's gonna be a nightmare for you to deal later. I was lucky because the interviews that I was shooting, they were not that long, so I was able to sit there and literally sync the actual, because I always have a shotgun mic on my camera just for that reason. So I basically just sat there just to make sure that the audio was actually syncing with my recorded audio from the device, and that was my savior for that shoot. Otherwise, it would have been a huge mess. So please make sure, because the one thing that I've noticed actually, this compared to my audio recorder, is that my mix preset 2 will actually say DF for drop frame. This doesn't. It just says D or F. So when you put it on 30 frames or 24 frames or 2397, you just have to make sure that it's not on F, it's on D, which means drop frame. So it was a really easy process, but me not knowing, me not expecting that could have cost me a lot. So just before you get started on shooting, and you'll see it on your main screen, because I don't know if you can see right here, it'll tell you 2997D drop frame, and if it was the other way, it would be 2997 or F or 23, whichever way you choose to shoot. But that's just a little detail, and I know it is our responsibility as professionals to make sure that these things are sorted out and they're figured out. But when you do not know, you don't know. And when you're at a shoot, so this is the first shoot that I did that I actually had an AC on set. And I usually don't hire ACs because most of my shoots are pretty straightforward and I have everything set up from home. So by the time I get there, it's just a pull out my camera, get everything, my lighting set, and go. But I got to see the benefits of having an AC. So I hired someone for drone work. I can fly myself, but I just figured why not give somebody the opportunity to learn or to make some money and release me from having to focus on that, so I could actually focus on my framing, focusing on the shot, focusing on the set itself, where we're going to shoot at and all of that, which angle. So and that was really beneficial for me to be able to do that. So long story short, yes, I know this is our responsibility. I know when you're on set you have a lot going on, but please, if you're going to be shooting with these little guys, they are amazing. And if you wonder what they sound like, well, you've been listening to it throughout this whole video. Just take a second to make sure that your stuff are set up properly, so you're not running around later, freaking out because things are just not syncing properly later on. Other than that, well, welcome to the channel. It's Moon again. And do not forget to show us some love. It doesn't cost you anything, by the way. It's totally free. Other than me, giving you this free advice, I'm also giving you the freedom to actually show us some love. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.